what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today in this video we're going to be talking about Zowie and how Rainbow Six Siege's balancing, an awful balancing team by Ubisoft has completely killed the operator, and how they've done the same to similar operators like Sledge. So in today's video we're going to look at a case study of how Zowie was nerfed, why it's bad for the game, so why she got nerfed, how she got nerfed, and why it's bad for the game. So yeah, first of all, let's get into the pre-context bit. So Zowie was nerfed in Year 5 Season 3, so October 2020, which is 4 years ago, somehow. So this is what they did to her in bullet point form. They changed it from a 2-speed to a from a 2-speed 2 armor to a 3-speed 1 armor. They reduced the detonation time of her gadget from 0.75 to 1, reduced the charges from 3 to 2, and they increased her recoil on the M762. And yeah, so they basically killed her. And yeah, so this happened in October 2020. And first, to start off some context, they also removed her withstand. So what she used to be able to do, if she was down, she would be able to revive herself. But this was caused some frustration, especially for the lower skilled players. So the reason that she was nerfed is that I will admit she was very good in her prime. She had like one of the best guns. She was very versatile, and like she could do anything, like make vert, had a very good gun, like act as an entry. So yeah, she was nerfed in 2020. Nobody's saying that's bad. But the problem is they haven't changed her at all since then. It's been 4 years and barely anybody plays Zowie anymore. And the thing back then is that there were many like entry characters. We had Ashe, we had Yana, we had Twitch F2 and Zowie. And what they've done is they removed an entry character, so they nerfed Zowie. So this increased the power of Ashe, Yana, Twitch. And then they nerfed Twitch, and like a year later. So what they do, so let's say there's for example, I know there's like 60 operators in the game, but let's say that, for example, let's take a sample size of 5 operators in the game. And let's say 2 of them are very good and 3 of them are very bad. So what Ubisoft does, so as you guys can see from the Twitch and Zowie case study, is that instead of buffing the other 3 characters, so let's say the 5 characters are Twitch, Zowie being the 2 very good OP characters, and the 3 bad characters are, let's just say, Sense, IQ, and Yana, even though they're not very bad, as an example. Instead of nerfing the 3 bottom characters, so bringing them up to make them better, like to make them like the same level, they will nerf the fuck out of the 2 good characters, like, cause they're just lazy. Like, instead of taking the long way out and actually adding balance to the game, what they've done instead is that they've essentially just like ruined the fun. Like, Zowie is not fun to play anymore. Her recoil, while it's not as bad as it used to be, like, it's just completely unfun to play because the recoil was so high. She moves so clunky around the map, like, that's crazy. So yeah, that's like one of like the reasons why I think like they did the same with Twitch. Like they removed that, they like got rid of her. I'm pretty sure Twitch used to have flashes. Maybe quote me if I'm wrong, but her Twitch F2 recoil is just so like unfun to use. Like, and what they've done now is so the main entry operators back in the day were Ashe, Zowie, and Twitch. They nerfed Twitch. They nerfed Zowie. Who would have thought Ashe and Yana can be played? They then nerfed Yana. And now Ashe has one of the highest pick rates, so you can make sure in 2 years, or whatever how long it takes, Ashe will be nerfed. And instead, what they should have done is they should have buffed other entry operators. They should have brought operators like Sense. I know he wasn't in the game back then. They should have brought Sense higher up, like made him better, like in sort of that regards. They should have made, I don't know, IQ better. I know IQ is pretty good now. She has like nades and stuff, but yeah. Like, this is the problem with Ubisoft balancing, is that they go too far and stuff, and they make things so unplayable and unfun that a lot of their player base doesn't even want to play like that anymore. And this has caused a lot of like frustration because loyal Zowie players or Zowie mains like feel the nerf is too harsh, and it could sort of reduce their enjoyment because who wants to play an operator which has such high recoil? Like, this isn't CS:GO or Rust where like every operator should have a shit ton of recoil. It did lead to a good like change in terms of like Zowie being a lot less balanced. So what I think they should have done to Zowie instead is I think they should have kept her a 2-speed 2 armor. They should just nerf the fuck out of her gadget and nerf her like damage on the gun a bit, because like adding recoil was just such a cop out to like fixing the weapon. Like, you're not actually addressing the problem, you're just making it unfun for players. So yeah, I just think that was, if you look at Sledge as well, I know Sledge was very good, but they removed his SMG11 and they removed his frags. No, I think he still has frags now. I don't know. Yeah, I think Sledge still has frags. But they made him 3 armor. Like, changing the speed and changing the recoil of characters does not make it more fun. It just makes the game feel clunky. I used to be a massive like hater of how people used to say like, oh, let's make every character 2-2, like 2-speed 2 armor. But I think like that should happen now, because the fact that like some characters like Zowie and Sledge, like that have become 3 armor are just so unfun to play, especially like imagine like it's so hard, like with the lack of like good entry characters now, it's just so hard to entry on characters like Zowie, especially like Sledge, because they're 3 armor. I know people who like Sledge, maybe his SMG11 being removed was pretty balanced because he was like the like sort of do-it-all character, like very versatile, like he did very good guns, nades, SMG11, and his character like ability, his sledgehammer. But yeah, I just think like the Ubisoft philosophy in terms of balancing is just so bad. Like they take so long to do things. Like Zowie was OP from 2018, they changed it in 2020. They take the easy way out. They're lazy as fuck. They don't do their job properly. Like they always just make the game less enjoyable, and this means less people play the game. So it turns out to bite them in the ass, because who wants to play a game where like every character just has so much fucking recoil? Like who wants to play like that? It's just not fun for anyone else. So yeah. So you guys can see this in characters like Twitch, even characters like Sledge, even on defense, they take away like the 1.5. So what characters have had a 1.5? Legion used to have a 1.5 removed. Oryx used to have a 1.5 removed. Alibi used to have a 1.5 removed. Guess who became good characters after that? Like Guamai and Thorn. They removed both the 1.5 of that. Like Ubisoft developers are just some of the laziest individuals ever in the industry, and they just never fix the root of the problem. They just try and make temporary, quick solutions which take 2 years. Like, remember Solus and his army didn't get enough for 2 years, and now they completely fucking killed Solus. Who the fuck plays Solus anymore? Like, basically like 6 changes to her in like the space of a week.